Hello everyone and welcome back to the next episode of Beeftorial. We're in the process of building our Earth Re-cultivator. Halfway there, or about halfway there, but one of the biggest shortages that we still have are the logs. So we've, in the last episode, expanded our log production area back here, and I think that will help us a ton. We have the opportunity to expand it a little bit more, but I think the biggest issue right now is explosive production. So let's have a look. Yeah, that explains why we have issues with the explosive production, because I turned it off. All right, off he goes and make some more. Might actually just go ahead and plan a little bit more explosives to be built. So let's connect you through here, and then technically we have another space for explosives, which will definitely be incredibly useful in the long run. All right, bad water is also kind of running a little bit low. Do we only have one bad water pump? Oh. All right. All right, message received. So, what would be a good way? We could place the explosives here, but I honestly think we will not. We'll remove you. And then we're going to expand in this direction, like along this line. I think that makes a little bit more sense. All right, so we need to add more triple platforms here. Need a quadruple one in the back. And you know what we can do back here? Actually, can we? I don't know. Hold on. I got this. Somehow. All right. And then we need the single platforms along there and along there. We don't need you. So that is going to be useful to remove. And here in the back, we can just add one vertical power shaft and a corner piece right there. No, hold on. We don't need all of this. Okay, with that, all we need to do really is build one vertical power shaft here and a regular power shaft here. And then we're already connected in terms of power. All right, like this in here. This is still running really low. So let's go ahead, place already our bad water pump down here. Gonna mirror it like this, so there's technically a little bit of safety there. Set you up to be run by bots. And just to make sure we're not running out, let's high prioritize you. We're now getting a bit of logs kind of coming in from this area here, I think, and hopefully somewhat from this area too. I've placed a few more dynamites in. We explode this away right away, and then add more oak trees. Can you actually... now you guys can somewhat reach. Might need another woodcutter in the long run. Maybe just right next to this one. Alright. So this is moving forward. The Earth Re-cultivator is also moving forward. I honestly love watching this, even on like such a high speed, but actually this guy is going crazy, even on normal speed. Wow, look at him. Maybe it's, if it was the Iron Teeth, I would say coffee, but you know, our folktails don't do drugs, so good for them. Anyways, let's finish up the decorating part here. We have one more scarecrow that goes in the front of it. Our happiness has actually gone down a fair amount. The wet fur is a bit of an issue. The farmer monument and the brazier of bonding. And books keep going down. So we will probably need another paper mill. It's hard to say, because this paper mill obviously needs logs. And no, we do have another paper mill. Alright, swap you out for a bud. So we should actually be fine. So the shortcoming is actually the logs. So yeah, we should also then make our way up here. Yeah, I think we have to. Okay, so let's go ahead. Single dynamite right there. Once this is in, we can put a staircase around there and have you guys run all the way around on both sides. You'll be able to reach most of this, maybe not the one in the back. I think that's fine. You're kind of on the border of being reachable anyways. Here we have more opportunities to place more woodcutters, which is kind of nice. But this one we still need to sort out at some point. All right. Let's have another quick look. And yes, I will keep looking at this. So we do have enough metal blocks to get this done. We do have the gears to get this done and the treated plank. Oh, we have enough treated? No, not quite. But we're not going as low as I initially expected. You guys are just hanging out until the trees grow up. Fair enough. One thing that we could do for happiness is actually reduce the work hours to 12 hours a day. And then you guys have more of a chance to just hang out over here. Ah, you're actually not covering a good area. Maybe we need more. More of the happiness buildings. And look at that. That little living quarter area looks really nice. Sorry, got distracted. Happens all the time. So let's think about, we could actually place the two monuments here as well. So if we place one here, or actually, I mean, we're not utilizing that space otherwise. So you know what? Let's plan for this. You need 400 planks. That's a ton of planks. What do you need? 200 logs. That is a ton of logs. We are getting better in terms of logs, so let's go ahead and actually place both of them down. All right, we're also going to go ahead then and put in a bit of shrubbage there. And then one more lantern in the middle. All right, make sure you build this first. So that is kind of just sorted. And speaking of lanterns, we'll have the entrance to our Earth Re-cultivator properly lit. I think that'll be nice. All right, we can already detonate this, which allows us to immediately place a few more oak trees down. Oh, there we go. And once they are in, again, creating more opportunities for our lumberjacks to actually deal with that excess of treeage. All right, how are things going over here? You know what? Let me let me massively high prioritize this part. So we can also expand this corner right there. I think there are other things that we could do. We could actually almost cover this up. I actually don't hate that idea. Is it worth the effort? Probably not, to be honest. All right, let's keep them doing what they're doing for now. One thing that I want to make sure, though, is that they built the lanterns in front of there. Look, we have achieved the next step of the Earth Re-cultivator. And we're kind of keeping level with our treated planks, which is awesome. That should mean that we have enough of the material to wrap this up completely. Happiness has gone up again. Books are still an issue. Does this go up to... This goes up to 3. Huh. You now do have enough paper, it seems, to continuously produce stuff, which might mean we need another printing press. Yeah, let's not overdo it for now. Let's see how things are going. We could do more dynamite now. They finished up this area right here. I'm glad I put in another bad water pump because we're still running pretty low with this guy active and fully using up all the bad water. Building lax workers. Guess that's fine. Building lax materials. You need planks. So very soon we'll be running out of bots because we're not getting enough planks. All of you, I think, are run by bots. Yeah. Could pause one. Let's actually pause one wood workshop. Because this way we have a little bit less usage of planks. And I'm hoping that will ultimately help us get to a better situation in terms of what we need for the planks. All right. More oak trees back here. Good, good, good. You're now destroyed as well. And I can explode you as well. Here we go. A few more oak trees go in. And again, I think that will massively help us out in making that entire area work a little bit better. I forgot what the exact number was of how many lumberjacks a forester can actually support. But I do think we could, in theory, but not how many lumberjacks, well, that too, but how many trees it can support. Because I could, again, see us wrapping this up or like supporting this entire area. And just so you know what I mean, because it's currently it's all in my head. But why not let's do some of them? So if we're going to go ahead, for example, and do this, as well as this. And let's add a few more in here. What we can do on top of this is actually set up all the soil to be built. And this obviously gives us a ton more space for building trees. Don't know why I haven't done this even before I did all of that. Because we do have the metal blocks, I think, to build all of these. But it also needs a ton more planks. Yeah, talk about plank shortage. All right. Building lax material. And we're still short on planks. What is our situation? Treated planks 435. We need 580. Might be okay the way it's going at the moment. I mean, the planks are producing not efficiently because we are lacking logs. So it might have been, again, worthwhile doing this first. Like maximizing this. So we have enough tree production. And then conversely, get enough lumber out of this. But yeah, I think overall this is starting to look pretty okay. Not entirely sure. You shouldn't get bad watered over here. I will need to keep an eye on that. Speaking of, bad tide is almost over. We're kind of starting to run low on bots. Just something to keep in mind. Can actually just pause you. Actually, instead of pausing you, why not just set you to normal beavers? We do have an excess of these, so why not? Let's also do that. Then we have one unemployed bot, which I'm okay with for now. But yeah, this kind of building over here where we basically flatten this out and put all the soil on top and then build the trees on top of that, I think that would have actually been pretty sweet to have. One thing that I didn't consider though, let's actually remove you, is at least one of them should probably have a soil pillar in the middle. So if things go wrong, it will actually be properly supported. Like the soil will be properly supported from the other sides. Oh, you're too high. Delete you. Bit hard to tell, but I think I got this properly connected up. No, you need to go one. Actually, hold on. Let me. Oh, I don't want to pause. Let me destroy you. All right. You're already built. You're not built. Let's do this again. Because I don't think... And look at that. They just float. Alright. Even better. Yeah, the whole principle that these soil pieces can just float, because they're connected on the side, still feels a bit strange to me. But obviously in this case, it helps us out a ton. Because once we are here, all I need to do is connect this up. And then I could connect this up in the other direction. There. Now let's see how you guys built that. Because again, we do have a ton of soil, but that should be very quick for you guys to do. And if that's the case, maybe we should just go around and actually wrap this up. Now you guys have kind of pumped out everything in the middle. Good thing that the bad tide is ending soon. And more days before you die. Then again, this area will fill up first before it actually tips over in this direction. Actually, a lot more in here. Oh yeah, right. Because I'm pumping stuff over in this direction. Right. Alright. Look at that. We're at the next stage already for our Earth Re-cultivator. Need 420 more of our treated planks. Yeah, we're gonna run a little bit short on that, but I think that is fine. This one's almost done though. I guess it's one of the places where all of the treated planks, or the planks, are actually flowing. Just to make our beavers, again, a little bit happier. Farmer's Monument has had a proper impact on this. Bulletin board is a little bit low. So one kind of easy thing that we can do to fix that is actually put in one bulletin board here. And on the other side as well. So this way, they will definitely need to go past it. Still wonder what's kind of on the bulletin boards. I think the creators of Timberborn had just recently posted this on a YouTube post. And it's a good question. What do you guys read? Anyways, look at that. Oh, I have a gap here. That makes sense. Needed to have a gap. Let's make sure that there's no material left underneath. Nope, they have picked it all up. They've built all of the stuff underneath. Beautiful. Really just beautiful. All right, let's add one more here. And again, kind of keep this up. First, we're going to put in some of the pillars that we will need. Let's connect you here already. So you guys can build this quickly. One more. There we go. And we can add a path over here. I think that's enough pillars to support the green area over this way. All right. So let's go ahead and put in at least one more lumberjack flag. Said you are ready to be run by bots. And then we're going to go ahead and add oak trees everywhere. Again, can't believe I haven't done this like way back when. It makes so much sense, to be honest. And if there was an evaporation physic in this entire game, that would also massively help. Let's have a quick look at our pine trees back here. They're all grown, just still waiting for the pine sap to come out, but overall doing good. Yeah, almost there. Need 250 treated planks, so a little bit more to go. I have, however, finished the brazier of bonding, which will now massively help with making planks available for, well, everything else. We're still at a ton of gears. So what I think we're going to do is pause 3 of these gear workshops. And again, freeing up a few more planks for our wood workshops. Meaning I should actually restart one again. And look at that. Beautiful. Also getting this stuff done. Awesome. And I think I'm very quickly sneaking in one more lumberjack over here. Get you to be run by bots. Because we're definitely going to fill all of this up. Actually, speaking of, how is our dirt looking? 750. Not too bad, to be honest. There we go. Yeah, hold on. let's remove you. Set you on the highest priority, because once this is finished, all I need to do for the soil is turn it around. Actually, I could just set it up like this. Let me remove you. You want to make sure they built those pillars underneath. But look at that. All of this explosion stuff wasn't really necessary. Now let's actually get our material back from the staircases, because we don't need them anymore. And then we can also seal this entire area off if we want to. They can actually pick this up from the top. Means I don't need to worry about it at all. Awesome, I like that. Here we go. These I need to wait though. You guys need to pick those up. All right. And I think, but then put a few more pillars in there as well. I'm a bit annoyed with me that I didn't think of this whole process before. And yes, I will keep telling you, well, as long as you guys are willing to listen. One more. Oop. Didn't mean to do that. All right, here we go. And another one more here. I think that's plenty. And we just fill all of this up as well. You guys know the drill by now. There is a thing still, a pathway underneath here. Yep. Remove you. Also clean up this pathway. There we go. And destroy the stairs here. Be able to pick that up from this side. And also gonna go ahead and make sure we have a few of these pillars for the water supply of that area in here as well. Just a few additional ones. All right. Doing pretty good over here. All of this is done now. Is it? Yep, it is. Which means we can finish this by filling all of that up. Let's set you to a slightly higher priority because I'd rather have you guys finish this before you finish everything over here. Still got almost 600, over 600 pieces of soil left, and look at that. Yeah, just a few more treated planks and then the whole thing is in and we can focus on what we need in order to launch it. I like that. I mean, look at that. Isn't that awesome? All right, let's make sure. I'm gonna go ahead and utilize this entire area for additional oak trees, even if it's just like lumber storage, so to speak. Oh, hold on. You guys aren't supposed to build these. All right. And I need to explode you out again. Because you still need to flow over in this direction. All right. But things are coming along, even on this side. Wow. crazy. If you don't know what happened before, you would never know there's like an underground water pipeline there. And this keeps the level okay, so don't need to worry about that. All of this is still green, so that's pretty good. And if we need to, we could even dig a few more tunnels in there to supply water further in the back. Pretty awesome though. All right, a few more oak trees here. And look at that. 39 more treated planks. You're actually almost there. You just need to put them in and finish hammering it into existence. All right. Is everything a bit quiet for me? I hope you guys at least hear the sound of the game. Okay, we have 2 unemployed bots, so let's swap one of you out again for bot production. Everything is in, so they just need to finish building it, which means I can focus a little bit more on the stuff back here. Make sure you guys wrap this stuff up and this stuff. And you actually, yep, all of this is on the highest priority, which means I should probably set you on a lower priority. And I love this. And again, if we put a few more platforms in here, we should have an easy time of adding even 4 more lumberjacks there. And even right now, the amount of lumber that we have available, much, much better. Alright, I'll need to keep that in mind for my future playthroughs. Because technically we could put this entire area into a forest. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. But how awesome would that be? Probably wouldn't even take that long. I'm kind of tempted. Right, let's not have me tempted with this stuff. Bottom line though is we can add more oak trees over here because we have the capacity now. There we go. And I just realized I never set that these new areas to be considered for chopping down. So let's quickly fix that. And again, look at how many more oak trees there are now. Crazy. This is still slowly filling up. They're also pumping more water in here. This hasn't seen a dip whatsoever, so it's pretty good. Look at those trees, they're all in now. I think we'll make the contemplation spots a lot more contemplative. Awesome. How are we doing here? Nope, not how are you doing, how are we doing here? And I think, I don't want to end the episode before this is done, but with the power of editing, we are finished. There we go. All ready. We need a ton of extract and a ton of paper. We'll be working on that in the next episode. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.